And then, hello everyone and welcome to FTRL Performance League Round 8 here in Hungary. Hopefully this time I've actually named the stream the correct track, because apparently I can't do that anymore. So hopefully it's all gone well and is now working properly. So we'll go on board with NK. He is the first guy out, so in theory he should be the first one to complete a lap. Ties there as customer retires from the qualifying session. Right then, while we're watching AMK go around an outlap, we'll just go through the teams for tonight, as there's been a few changes from last week. So we've got Tice and Big Step Daddy, who's a new driver to the league in the Mercedes. From the Ferrari we've got Tezza and Rich T Gaming. In the Red Bull we've got Matt Kors. Force India we've got Blue Flag and Spurg. Williams we've got onto the podium and Panini. In the Renault we've got Coandy and Toon Pata, who is another new driver to the league, so good to see him racing. Toro Rosso we've got Chulo and Karting, two new drivers to the league. In the House we've got RJ and Dutch. In the McLaren we've got Avio, who unfortunately isn't here, and AMK is here. And that means that Aaron will now be racing in the McLaren tonight, and in the Sauber we don't have anyone, I think. So that should be that. AMK is a little bit scruffy there on his outlap. Not his outlap, start his real lap. Quite exciting. So yeah, we've got new drivers today of Karting, Toon Pata, and let's just do one. Chulo, that's it. And Big Step Daddy. It's a whole lot of them. So hopefully they all get on alright and enjoy the racing. This is where McLaren of AMK will be pretty decent through these nice corner bits. It's probably a bit of a less disadvantage than it would otherwise be in the McLaren, since Hungary is less of a power circuit and more about aero, which McLaren is pretty much fine on, to be fair. It's got pretty decent aero on it. Yeah, I mean, best name on there has got to go down to Big Step Daddy. Brand new in the league and he's already got the best name. I mean, Aaron and Dan were having great fun with that name last night during the event special we did. You should go and watch that stream if you haven't, it's really good. Rich T Gaming sets the pace with 1:19.2, Spurg 1:19.4. AMK obviously invalidated his lap. Chulo puts in a 1:20.4, and Aaron in his McLaren puts in a 1:19.7. So Rich T, who I believe is in a Ferrari, is now on pole. Just been beaten by Hammer Time there in the Ferrari, so it's looking good for Ferrari so far. Hammer Time is formerly known as Tezza, so that's Matt there's put in a great lap, 1:19.0 in the Red Bull, so that's good to see from Matt. RJ 1:19.8 and onto the podium 1:20.4. Coandy 1:20.0 there in the Renault. This from AMK should be his flying lap, hopefully without any invalidations. Alright, Button. Nice to see you in the chat, mate. AMK's backed off. Dutch Tricks gets a little bit slidey through there in the Haas. That won't be feeling great through those sectors in that Haas. It's always a bit slidey, that car, I find. Or it's just my imagination, one or the other. Alright, Cat. Nice to see FTRL guys in the chat watching this stream with us. Dutch here comes around the final bend, plants the power, see where he can move himself. 1:19.0 for pole, 1:19.8. Not a bad lap there, middle of the pack. So you can see the times, there's only the second in it all the way down from first to 10th, so once again, the cars have been given out in a way that's equal, which is nice to see. So we'll see if we can see any big improvements. Ravers has gone 5th in the other Red Bull, 19.5. I think personally, people that have got a decent shout at pole, probably blue flag here in the Force India, although apparently Hungary isn't one of his favourite tracks, but he is in the Force India, so you never know. There's some good pace around some of the tracks last night. Rich T's improved massively, 3 tenths there, putting it on provisional pole 118.7. Very decent indeed. Naples slots in 12th for 120.1. AMK, after failing to complete a single flying lap due to invalidations, is 16th. Big Step Daddy. I just love saying that name. I can't say his actual name. It's Big Step Daddy. It's just too good of a tag. Way too good. So let's go on board with the new guy in the league as he starts his flying lap. I think this is his first league, so I'm hoping to build on whatever performance he does today. So if you're trying to compete with Tice, they're both in the Mercedes. Tice hasn't set a lap, but it'll be him and Big Step Daddy battling out in the Mercedes. Aaron to bottle it button. Well, I'm not sure if you can class it as bottling it when he's in a McLaren, but if there is any bottling to be had, it's probably Aaron. So, right now we've got good laps from, well, especially good laps from Aaron in a McLaren. He's done well in the Toro Rosso and Dutch, and RJ both in the Haas. Rich T Gaming there, currently on pole by 3 tenths, with an 18.7. Very decent qualifying lap by him. We'll go on board with Chula. I think he's the Big Step Daddy there, putting in a very respectable time in 10th, 119.8. And the highest he finished last night in the special event, as it's now being named, is possibly 9th, after some general chaos in front of him. So we'll go on board with Chula, as I think he is the first of the next guys to come out and set their second qualifying lap. As I said that, he nearly loses the car, but didn't quite bottle it. I think in the next game there should be, on this big list on the left hand side, it should say what team or what car they're in as well. I mean, it usually wouldn't be relevant, but actually it would, because there's always a constructors, isn't there? So it should say on the left here, sort of that, and then the logo, whatever car they're in. I think that'd be a nice little addition. So here we go, Chulo on his second qualifying lap. He's done a 20.4 on a Toro Rosso. Panini is the other Toro Rosso, 119.7. So I imagine he'll be aiming to get near his teammate, as that is the only thing that you can really judge it on, due to Performance League as it is. Swinging through here, we'll go on to some exciting stuff going on. He might have just invalidated his lap there, I'm not too sure. He still seems to still be going for it, so give karting some stream time. So yesterday he had some good pace actually. He was a little bit erratic at times. Maybe with more experience you can use that pace in a more controlled manner. But he's definitely got some speed within his karting. Oh wait, he's not in a Toro Rosso, he's in a Williams. Scratch that. So karting and Chula are about the same time in Toro Rosso. Difficult chicane there, takes it in second gear. Looks all pretty neat and tidy so far. Sometimes it's hard to judge this one because most of the racing is done in equal cars, so some corners that you expect to see maybe flat or smaller lifts on, you don't see this because these cars haven't quite got the same amount of downforce. Swinging it in through the final corner here. What's he going to do? Not an especially quick time, I don't think. No, just slightly down than his previous best. See what Andy's up to. Swinging his banana coloured Renault around the track. Hammer time goes pole, then 18.3. That is a rapid lap. That's 4/10 clear of anyone else. Dutch Tricks goes into third, 1:18.7, matches Rich T's time. Hammer time calls it at that, which I don't blame him at, to be fair. It's a very decent attempt. Spurg has bottled it. Aaron is facing the wrong way. Gandhi is retiring, but he did improve to a 19.5. Graves is up to 4th in 18.9. Matt Kors is down on his time and is backed off. Nini seems to be on a full qualifying lap here, so we'll stick on board with him. Actually, no we won't. Just because last time I did, Codemaster decided they were going to copy strike the video. So I think it's just the Williams branding. So RJ here takes that corner very nicely in the Haas. Manages to get lots of speed through there. Onto the podium, into 8th with 19.4. Panini moves ahead of Aaron 19.3. Pretty decent laps there. Big step, Daddy. I just love it. 19.8 in 13th. Decent attempt from him. AMK goes to 9th. RJ goes up to 6th in a Haas. It's a very respectable lap. AMK in the McLaren sets it up to 9th. Still got blue flag to go around. I'm gonna look pretty stupid if this isn't a better lap from blue flag. See if he can improve it. Looking for somewhere in the region of a mid 19, low 19, high 18. So low 19, up to 9th there, 19.3. Napler here, the last guy to set his lap, and it's not an improvement from Napler, so there we have it. Hammer time is on pole. Two tenths clear Hammer time. 1:18.3 on pole. We've got Rich T Game in there in second. Raves in third, Dutch in fourth, Matt in fifth. In 6th, we've got RJ, 7th, Spurg, 8th, Panini, 9th, Blue Flag, 10th, AMK, 11th, Aaron, 12th, onto the podium, 13th, Andy, 14th, Shulo, 15th, Big Step Daddy, 16th, Napler, 17th, Karting, and Tyson up to set a lap. So we've had a good lap there from the two Hasses, actually, who both managed to get their not particularly exciting or impressive cars all the way up to something like 4th and 6th, something like that, so very decent effort. So we're just waiting for guys to select their setups and then we'll be good to go. Okay then. Two Ferraris on pole. Hammer time versus Rich T Gaming. Who's going to get the better launch? And they're off. It looked to me that Rich T has got a very decent... Yeah, Rich T's going to have a little go down here against his teammate. And does he make it work? Yep. Although, Hammer time is fighting back. A little bit of contact there with Rich T, but in the end, Hammer Time has held on to his pole position. Ooh, for that. Nice little few water cars coming up there. Ravers has fallen back and just got a little bit of damage going on. So yeah, Ravers has dropped back all the way to 10th. Has he got some damage? No, but he's just dropped back. Spurg is up 2 from the start. It's a decent start from him. Blue Flag is up 2 in the Force of India. Aaron's up 2 in the McLaren. Karting's up 5 in that Toro, so he's had a flying start. Although he did just lose the car. So never mind that. But he's still going. Onto the podium. What's happened there? Oh, he's still spinning. He's still got his front wing though, so he did do well to keep his front wing. After that we've got Chulo, who's just made a move on Napoli. Nice little move there, Hammer Time. Crosses the line with 25.8. Very decent. Let's see if we can find some battles here. AMK pits. Must have some front wing damage. Yes, he does. See what Blue Flag is up to. I think he's close to RJ. He is indeed. Got a yellow in sector 1. That might be Chulo. Potentially, he's lost a few places. Here we go, Blue Flag and RJ. So, I think the Hatters have had a pretty decent race so far. Qualifying all involved. Currently quite high up the grid. So Aaron's made up quite a few positions there on the medium tyres in 8th. He might be looking to go far into this race and onto a set of supers, which could come into play if you can keep in touch on those medium tyres. And we've had an incident with Rich T, and it looks like he is dropping down. Yeah, he's lost his front wing, so something's happened there. Napler and Chulo are still going at it. Napler's going to try and send it down the inside here, around the hairpin. Panini retires. Let's see what that's up to in a minute. Hammer Time once again setting the pace, 121.5. And it looks like Chulo has got past Napler, or at least for the time being. And now we've got Big Step Daddy, who's looking to get involved with this. Napler there makes a move on Chulo. Is he going to make it stick? Nope, not quite. Chulo holds on. Spurg and RJ going at it. It looks like Spurg is going to hold the inside line to keep RJ in that Haas behind. He's looking good as RJ in that Haas today. I don't know if this is one of his favourite tracks or whatever. Panini's just retired there. Maybe lagged out. Maybe crashed. So RJ is in a Force India sandwich at the minute. In that Haas, only 3/10 behind Spurg as we go through the middle sector. See if we can close in on Spurg in front of him. Locks the tyre up, but that's not going to cost him too much time. And I think Chulo and Napler have come together in the end, so that side-by-side racing is eventually cost them. Karting to 9th on the back of Aaron. Aaron on those mediums, so I just want to see if he can outlash the initial speed of these supersets. They're only going to be significantly faster for maybe 3 or 4 more laps, and then they'll sort of even out slightly, I imagine. Chulo and Napper both into the pit, so yeah, they must have picked each other. I don't know if you can do a one stop from here. It might be slightly ambitious. Probably going to have to stick with a 2 stop. Onto the podium, gets past Tice there. Karting is still close to Aaron, and Matt, who is having a great race so far in that Red Bull, is 5/10 off Dutch. Big Step Daddy gets the first penalty of the evening. 3-second warning. But he is doing well so far in 11. He's only 1 place off getting some points on his debut. Him and Karting, both on their debut looking for points. Which should be a very decent debut for them. Matt calls, who sometimes patience isn't his strongest quality. He's going to have to use some of that now, as he is close behind Dutch. As long as no one leaves, we should have a slipstream here, and he's going to have straight line speed on Hassett. Dutch late move to the inside there, and that's throwing Matt off really, and Dutch has managed to hold on to the position. Looks like Karting has got past Aaron. And Big Step Daddy is having a battle with Co-Andy. Let's see who can get out here. Co-Andy on those mediums is going to be a little bit slow at the minute, and Big Step Daddy probably knows that. But it looks like Andy has just about held his position. RJ gets a 3-second time penalty for corner cutting. At the minute he's obviously trying to push the limits a bit to try and catch and overtake Spurg in that Force India. So in terms of the championship battle, whoa, RJ I think has just crashed. Yeah, not sure he needed to retire there. He could have kept going with that front wing damage, but it's his choice at the end of the day. Oh, RJ. Shouldn't have left the session, mate, because now we have no slipstream. Potentially. So, shame. Matt has just made a move on Dutch Tricks, and it seems like there was a little bit of contact there, as Dutch Tricks has now fallen behind Spurg. So that does mean that Matt is now into second. So, having a great race out there. Co-Andy and Big Step Daddy. Once again going at it. Looks like Big Step Daddy has this time got past Co-Andy. So, fair play to him. Up to 9th. Now securely in the points. Who else have we got? I think Ravers is closing up to the back of the blue flag. So yeah, if we go back to what I was talking about before, RJ lost his car. We're going to go through the current championship standings. So we've got, in terms of the title battle, we've got Aaron, who's currently leading the way on 90 points after back-to-back victories in Japan and Australia. We then got Smertens, or Blue Flag, in second with 61 points. We've got Panini in third with 61 points. Spurg in fourth with 50 points. Andy in fifth with 47 points. On to podium with 42 in sixth. And then a bit of a gap to the rest. So basically it's between, probably for the championship fight at this point, Aaron, Blue Flag, and Panini. And if we look to see where those guys are at the minute, we've got Blue Flag in 5th in the Force India, we've got Aaron in 8th in the McLaren, and Panini has retired. So after this track it could be a 2-horse race for the championship between Aaron and Blue Flag, which could prove to be very exciting. After Dutch Tricks, whatever contact with Matt happened, he is now ready to make his move back through the pack again. Only 5 tenths behind Spurg now in that Force India. It can be quite hard to overtake around here, commonly known as Monaco without the barriers, so it'll be interesting to see how Dutch manages to get past Spurg, as that Force India is pretty much the fastest car in a straight line, and the Hat, while it's not bad, it's not quite up to the Force India. We've also got Ravers, who is closing up to the other Force India of Blue Flag. Takes a nice sharp line through there. Looks like he got a pretty good exit with Ravers, but Blue Flag is possibly an even better one. Looks like Blue Flag just about held that one with the straight line speed advantage. Dutch is once again close to Spurg. So just a quick stat for all the stat fans out there, just tricks fix the penalty. That's not the stat, but that it's technically also a stat. Onto the podium is the only guy to have started and finished every single race, so they're very consistent. It's onto the podium, even if he hasn't had perhaps as many great finishes as he would have liked going into this season. Richard T picks with a time penalty. I think Carlton before that has picked at one. So plenty of penalties going around today. Oh, blue flag gets a bit wide there, and Moses is going to try and hang it around the outside. Can he manage it? Not quite. Blue flag holds his line. Now looks like, can Ravers get the launch? But again, he's going to have to get very, very close to blue flag. With no slipstream and the Force India engine, he's actually pulling away under DRS. So, yeah, we could see significantly less overtakes now. So you can do a one stop on this track if you go super softs to mediums. You need to take the super softs a bit further than what they'd be particularly fond of, but you can make it happen. So Spurg's now got a 3-second time penalty to match Dutch tricks. And while we've been talking about it, Hammer Time has just been driving away with this one, 8.5 seconds clear of Matt course and gaining all the time. So he's had several very strong qualifying sessions and he is now backing it up. As you can see, Aaron is still dropping behind Carlton. I would have thought that maybe the medium tyres are going to start to be a bit more of a match for those super softs, but Carlton's obviously driving with some pretty decent pace up in 7th, so it's a very, very decent job. Spur goes into the pits. He's the first guy into the pits on the supers, so see what tyres he puts on. Is he going to go for a 2-stop or is he going to go for a 1-stop? They look like soft tyres, so he's going on to a 2-stop strategy, which could work, could not, depending if you come out in traffic, really. Raver's going to try it down the outside of blue flag. Can he make it happen? Round the outside he goes. You see Dutch losing the car in the foreground there, and Ravers on the inside down. That's a great move, you can pull it off, but blue flag gets a good exit using the straight line speed of the Force India, and he is still ahead of Ravers. It seems like Ravers has got maybe a little bit more pace than blue flag at this moment in time, but doesn't matter, blue flag is defending it well. Big Step Daddy is now closing onto the back of Aaron. He's having a brilliant debut drive here. We'll see how difficult Aaron makes this. I mean, I can't quite see how Aaron can stop an overtake from happening. A Mercedes in a straight line versus a McLaren with a Honda engine. So, to wait and see for that. Ravers once again trying around the outside. It seems to be his favourite position. A little bit of contact. It's going around it. Oh, he's so far off the track. I think he might have made contact with the barrier, but it hasn't lost his front wing. Goes into the pits. Sliding. To be fair, I've nearly done that on many, many occasions. Oof, well, that was entertaining. He does, in the end, hit from supers, probably onto softs, yeah, 2-stop strategy. Matt has put on another set of super softs, so he's going for a 2-stop as well. I wonder if anyone will try the 1-stop. Maybe Hammer Time, 14 seconds clear. If he can do a 1-stop, he's basically not going to have to overtake anyone this entire race. So, that'll be nice and easy for him. Rich T, having a little battle with AMK. Can he pick up the speed going in here with that Ferrari engine? So we're going to stops here. We've got top 8 still to make a stop, so that means that some of the guys who are quite far down at the minute will come through the field naturally. Looks like Rich T is losing a little bit of time on that now, and now Ravers needs to try and clear Rich T as fast as possible with those super softs to make this 2-stop work. Got a yellow flag in sector 3. Is that Dutch, maybe? Yeah, Dutch, I think, has made contact, or at least span out there going through the last corner. Oh, Big Step Daddy picks up a 5-second stop go. I'm going into pits too fast. Big shame for him. So if these guys can't make a 1-stop work, that means that people like Aaron, Andy and onto the podium can definitely do a 1-stop with those tyres. So we might see those guys come into play a little bit as this pans out. Looks like onto the podium has slowly been catching Andy with those soft tyres. But soon those guys will... soft tyres will eventually run out of speed. So we've got Rich T, AMK and Ravers. Seems like Ravers has managed to get past Rich T and AMK, so he's done that nice and quickly. Matt with those fresh tyres, looking to try and get past onto the podium now. These two have had some good scraps in the past, so we'll see how he manages it. He tried dummies to the inside there, maybe just to put onto the podium off a little bit. Yeah, I'll just call him Connor, it's easier. Looks like he got a really good exit there, Matt. But that Williams is going to have a slight advantage in a straight line, so we'll see if he can do it. Dutch Tricks does pit there, picks for another penalty, but does pit and is retired, so he's pretty bored of that, it seems. And Matt has made a great move onto the podium there. Up into 5th he goes. So still yet to stop, we've got Aaron onto the podium, blue flag, and Andy and Hammertime, I believe. I mean, Hammertime can now pit and effectively come out in first still. Dutch Tricks leaves there. Looks like MK and British T still going at it. Oh, that was nearly disastrous, but Rich T backed out at the right time there. Time penalty coming into blue flag there. So now we see that Aaron's mediums are enabling him to catch up to blue flag on those incredibly worn out super softs, as he's just proven there by running out wide. Matt's close to Coandy here. Don't think Coandy will make this especially difficult. And he doesn't. Matt Coles just slips through there into 4th. So with this 2-stop, he's going to have to do a good amount of speed on these tyres, as I believe someone just came into the pits there, and that's blue flag. As long as he doesn't get a stop go here, we'll be fine. Doesn't. So, what tyres is he going to put on? Is he going to put on the mediums for a 1-stop? Looks like he is. So there we have it. Super softs to mediums. First guy to try it is blue flag. Ravers sets the pace. 121.3 is Judo gets the time penalty. Matt's just dived it down the inside of Aaron. He's making some great moves so far, Matt. Up into 2nd now, chasing down Hammertime. Hammertime is going to need to pit now, or he's going to lose more and more time to Matt behind him on those fresh super softs. So we'll see if he chooses to do that, or see if he chooses to maybe have a bit more tyre life at the end of the race. Carlton gets past Tice, moving himself up to 11th on those softs, so he's going for a 2-stop. Rich T and AMK still going after, and yet Hammertime pits from the lead of the Grand Prix on the supers. Now, where's Matt? Is he going to be close? I mean, 24 seconds was the gap when he pitted, so I would presume that Hammertime is able to get out with plenty of time between him and Matt. Hammertime is next in the pit. Matt is actually coming up the straight, so it's not going to be as quick as I thought. So here comes Matt, and you can see Hammertime just going around the bend there at the end, so Hammertime is going to continue leading this race, but Matt is only 4.5 behind him now, so he's made up some time. But Matt does have to pit again, so to keep that in mind. Andy's close to Aaron, and onto the podium is close to Andy, so these guys are the 3 that aren't doing a super soft or something strategy. Yet to stop, I believe. Yep, as is Tice. Those guys yet stopped, so you see them probably going to maybe a super soft if they can make the tyres last long enough, or medium if they can't. So Matt Cause is going to bring that gap down to hammer time, but he just needs to pit again, so probably isn't going to matter. Andy may be trying to move on Aaron, but not quite going to make it happen. See what? Oh, onto the podium, going into the pits there on his soft tyres. So he's going to go mediums to the end, I imagine. Andy here. Can he be gaining time on Aaron? Can he make it enough to make a late dive, maybe? No, holds his position. Very sensible. Nice to see. Ravers, after all those exciting overtakes, is all the way back up to 6th again. And he's going to have to stop again, so... On to 30 after making that pit stop, drops down to 11th, but that is his last stop of the race. So he can continue going while the rest of them come in again. Andy's now following Aaron around carefully through this track. I think Aaron's one of the guys that hasn't had a penalty yet. Could be wrong, but I believe that's the case, so he might be able to play himself into position. I think in the McLaren he'll be hoping for some points, but not too much else, as that McLaren is not a brilliant car, except that he picks up another penalty. Although he is clear to go to the end now. He's going to come up with a battle for his tyres. Andy now getting very close to Aaron. Let's see if he can get in a good launch, or is he going to pit? Stays out, so let's see if he can get a good launch through this corner. Looks like he did, but Aaron seems to get a pretty good launch as well, but he is right in the slipstream now, and he's going to try and overtake, I imagine. He's going to dive it down the inside. Is Aaron going to stop him? Doesn't seem like he goes for the switchback, actually, Aaron. That could be a great move. Can he pull the switchback off? Andy holds the inside line. Aaron goes around the outside on very old mediums. Can he now put down the inside? Andy goes way off the track there to stop himself from sliding, I imagine. And it looks like the McLaren of Aaron, I should say, has held that position in third, so great bit of defensive driving. But that has allowed Spurg on his 2-stop to close up now. It's going to be a bit of a nightmare now for Spurg and soon Ravers, because on their strategies they need to clear these guys as fast as they can. I mean, if you're wondering who I am, who commentates these races, Panda. I mean, I'm not called Panda, I'm called Will, but my name is Panda. And he dives down the inside of Aaron again, seeing if he can make a move. Ooh, 3 wide going into this corner, but it looks like Spurg has made a very late dive on Andy and has actually got ahead of him. So can Spurg now close in and make a better job of overtaking Aaron than Andy did. Although having said that, Aaron did do some pretty good defensive driving, so it's not just his fault. He's going to dive it down the inside now, soft tyres, force in the air. Nice and easy there. Has he done another switchback? He has, you know, he's done another switchback, is Aaron. He's causing us an absolute nightmare for everyone. But it looks like Spurg is now going to get that move done. The grip of those tyres, too much for Aaron to hold. And AMK pits again, so he must have had some front wing, or maybe just doing a routine 2-stop. Ravers has now caught the back of this train of cars thanks to Aaron's very well. Hang on. What's happened to Spurg? Nothing, he's just lost the car. That now means that Andy's got past Aaron, so it's Andy, Aaron, Ravers and Spurg currently in a 4-car train. Aaron and Andy are doing a fantastic job of holding up these 2-stoppers. It's going to benefit their own strategy, of course, on the 1-stop, and it's completely fine, because it's for position, so, you know, completely fair stuff. Right, now with such, I can't speak. sorry about that, should see Ravers get a good launch on those supers, which he does. Now, can he make a move without Aaron just switchbacking him again? Let's find out. Dives it down the inside. Looks like he has just about got this one without Aaron cutting back. Although Aaron is still there, but yeah, Ravers has got that move done. And Spurg was briefly attacking Aaron there, but that's a very, very interesting place to try a move. Karting and Blue Flag have sort of been hovering around the second gap for a while. So Ravers now close to Andy. Amazingly, Hammer Time has actually been building the gap to Matt on the mediums, even though Matt's on the super soft, so he's had some fantastic pace around here today. He really has, it's a great drive so far. Now we'll see if Ravers can get round Andy. Say it once, say it again. Last week I said, for some reason if Andy finishes a race he's always on the podium. Spurg dives it on the inside of Aaron. Has he made that work? Aaron holds it again. I mean, Aaron is just doing some pretty good defensive driving here, and he's going to try and put it down the inside. Tries to squeeze Spurg to the outside to lose the traction. As Ravers there pits, so those super softs. Strategy hasn't really worked out there. It's working out better for Matt Cause, who is 13 seconds clear of Andy and Aaron. Spurg has got to clear Aaron now, so is he going to make it happen now? Aaron tries to switch back again, and it looks like he's going to work again as he pulls alongside Spurg, but Spurg this time with the grip and the power has got past him. Karting has just made a move on Blue Flag, and he's now up to the back of Rich T. It is an interesting race, Dale. All very close. Yeah, Aaron's doing a decent job so far in the McLaren, up in 5th. He's just held these two stoppers up nicely, so that'll be benefiting his strategy. Blue Flag, Karting and Rich T are all pretty close together now. Can Karting get past Rich T? He is on 2 stoppers, Karting, so he needs to clear him in order to make some time for himself. Can he make it happen? Dives it down the inside. Looks like he's just... That's a great move with Karting there. Good racing from Rich T as well, to know he was coming and not put his car there. But he does run wide as Karting, that's going to allow... Although he just pit in the end, Rich T, so it's not really a problem. And Karting takes 6th. Although he does need to stop again. So, cars don't need to stop again. Hammer Time in the Ferrari. I think the next one's probably Blue Flag in the Force India, and onto podium in the Williams, and Big Step Daddy, new entrance to the league, in 9th. Could get rid of that menu. Probably stop. So yeah, the new guys are doing a pretty good job so far. They haven't crashed into each other, which is great. They haven't crashed into anyone else, which is even better. And they are proving to be very competitive at the minute. Looks like Ravers has made the move on Big Step Daddy on those new tyres. So we'll see how far he can get. He'll be going to the end now on the 2-stop strategy, so we'll see if he can get past the likes of Connor, Blue Flag. Karting will pit, Aaron will pit, Andy will pit. We'll see where they come out when they pit. Oh, wrong way. Blue Flag here in the Force India. Just gonna want to keep Karting in check here, see if you can dissuade him a bit and maybe make a move. You're gonna try it. Down the inside he goes. We've got a lovely pin helmet, it is, I have to say. But Karting does hold it nicely around the outside. What's happening? Don't know. Just about holds it inside line. Blue Flag gets it. It looks like Oxford's made a little lunge around the outside of Karting there. It's an ambitious one. And Karting is trying to hold the line there, but it looks like his softs aren't doing too well. And onto the podium. Has made the move. And is up into 7th. Spurg's soft tyres not feeling too great now as Coandy's closing in on his mediums. He's been on those mediums since the start of the race in Aaron. So after a pit stop it will probably drop him down to maybe around 10th, sort of. Matt goes into the pits for his final stop to go into the softs on his strategy. Raiders now close right up to the back of karting. He'll be wanting to move these on, overtake these guys as efficiently as possible. Let's see where Matt comes out of the pits. He's currently still in second. Where's Spurg? Coming down the pit straight now. So Matt has just lost his position to Spurg, Andy and Aaron pits onto the super softs, I imagine, to the end of the race. So Matt comes back out in fourth there. Can he close in Andy and Spurg and take second? Should be a great result. Aaron does drop down to 10th. So he's still got a point so far. AMK will be the next driver closest to him. He is going to be close to AMK actually, but the two McLaren drivers don't need to fight, especially as Aaron has managed to get out ahead of him. Coandy is still very close to Spurg. I wonder if Spurg's got any damage or anything. Nope, so it's just pure out pace here from Coandy. He's still yet to stop. He's currently the only driver in the race that hasn't stopped, apart from Tice, I believe. Those two are yet to stop. Ravers has got past karting, so Ravers now onto the podium. Who can be notoriously difficult to overtake when he chooses to. So just for a few little stats, if anyone's particularly interested, we've got some average points here so far in the race. Not the championship, I should say. RJ was best with 15, although he did only complete one race, of course. So, and Matt has tried to make the move on Andy here. Can he hang it around the outside? Looks like he can. So that's Matt now into a podium position. If I know him, he'll be pretty jubilant at the minute, probably screaming something. Onto podium and blue flag in one of their many battles, and blue flag has managed to hold off onto the podium actually, and that gives Ravers basically a free position. So now he is passed onto the podium and closing in on blue flag. Once Coandy pits, he will effectively be in P5, and if he manages to get past blue flag, in P4. So he's currently having a good race, his Ravers. Both Red Bull guys are actually both going well. Looks like he ran wide there, blue flag. Is he going to try it around the outside? It's going to be a great little move if he can do this. But no, just about runs out of track there, so can't quite make it work. Matt has gained rapidly to Spurg. Spurg now pits, so that means that Matt is up to P2 at the Hungarian Grand Prix, I should say, at the Hungaroring. So a lot of Hungary things involved in that sentence. I hope you all kept up, because I sure didn't. Ravers now, onto the back of blue flag. Can he make the move? He is on pressure softs. Blue flag's been on those mediums for a while. Maybe a switch back. Does he get the red drive out of that corner? Looks like he did slightly, but blue flag is not willing to back down yet. Let's see if he can. A little wheel on the grass there, that may unstable little car, but not too bad. And there's not too many places you can try and overtake through here, unless one of the guys messes up or you're feeling incredibly optimistic. I mean, let's just take a moment. Hammer time is 26 seconds clear of anyone else in the field, and then Matt is 13 seconds clear of blue flag. So that means that hammer time is nearly 40 seconds clear of any guys below Matt. It's a great race so far. It seems like onto the podium with blue flag, whenever they race, they're just sort of stuck together. They like a fight. Aaron's been steady making up the ground. He came out in 10th after his pit stop, he's now in 8th. He's got Big Step Daddy up ahead, who's having a great race so far in 7th compared to him. Here we go. For the 100th time can Ravers get past blue flag But once again we see in a straight line that Force India is very difficult to overtake. It may have to be an optimistic move from Ravers here. This is probably his best chance actually, trying to dive it down the inside of there, and he's going to try and make it, but no, that engine power comes into play again and blue flag holds him off. I think he might have gone into the back in there, but no, he had the front wing. And that battling is enabling a huge train to build up, of which karting is part of, but did just pick up a time penalty. I wonder if he can go to the end, probably not. Shame for him. I mean, I don't know, this is just ridiculous. Onto the podium. What's happened there? He's still got his wing, so obviously just had a little bit of a moment. So, Ravers again. Probably going to switch to the inside. Nope, tries the outside, doesn't work. Looks like blue flag is in third now, and we see that, if you remember, he is... Oh, definitely ran into the back in there. He's one of the guys trying to go for a title here, along with Aaron and Panini, but Panini is out. They're all piling up here as blue flag aims to keep his podium. Can he try it this time? He looks slightly closer than he was before, and he's got 5 cars or so behind him to try and hang it around the outside. Pushed all the way onto the outside of the track there and onto the podium. He's now going to be given a chance to try and go up the outside. And he's made it round, and that means that after all that battling, Ravers has found himself once again behind onto the podium. Karting has kept ahead of Big Step Daddy, although Aaron has just got Big Step Daddy as Chulo retires from the session. And he's on the super, so Aaron in this stage of the race is going to be flying. Can he manage to get past Karting, who should hit in the end, who just tries a little lunge on Ravers but keeps himself out of trouble. So Karting is going to have to pit again, just remember that. This is amazing. We've got like 8, 9 cars here. I mean 11 really, because Korandi's only 2 seconds behind. Karting there, and Aaron does get past Karting, makes a nice little move into 6th place now. The title battle is really hotting up. Aaron needs to get as close as he can to blue flag, and that is not that tricky because blue flag isn't very far away. Big Step Daddy loses another position to Spurg. I believe it was. Karting comes into the pits, so it's going to promote a 1 position. So that now means that we've got, at the moment, hammer time, although Ravers just down the inside onto the podium. How's this one going to work? Can't see. Can see now. And looks like onto the podium has kept the inside line. Aaron there attacking Ravers. So at the minute we would see a small lead given to blue flag over Aaron in the title battle. Overall, Aaron would still be ahead, but blue flag would be gaining points as it stands. Looks like Ravers got a decent little launch up there, but not quite enough to overtake onto the podium. Ooh, it's all getting very close, and that is allowing blue flag to get a little bit of daylight between him and the rest of them. I mean, how these guys have managed not to crash into each other yet is very impressive. Some good racing going on. Once the podium goes to the inside to cover off Ravers, Ravers hangs it around the outside. It's going to be a brilliant move if you can make this work. He's completely off circuit. Dives in the inside. Aaron dives down the inside of Spurg. Gets him through. Ravers onto the podium. Can he make it happen? Aaron dives down the inside of Ravers. It's going to be... This is just ridiculous. Ravers now closing in onto the podium once again. Spurg, Aaron in the background, Step Daddy and Koandi in the background of that. This is 6, 7 cars here. Very close together. We've got Aaron who's got past Spurg, we've got Koandi who's got past Big Step Daddy. Onto the podium, holds in 4th, blue flag pulling away slightly from onto the podium in 3rd. Aaron and Spurg still going at it. Can Aaron hold it? Spurg looking to go around the outside. He's in a Force India, he's going to be able to stop. Looks like Aaron just backs out a little bit there, doesn't want to crash, as that would be terrible in the last few laps of the race. Whereas blue flag is now over a second ahead onto the podium, out of DRS. Coandy is close right up to the back of Aaron while this has all been going on. And this is amazing now. We've got AMK's joined the battle. We've got Rich T joined the battle. So we have now got, to run you through in this train, we've got Blue Flag onto the podium, Ravers, Spurg, Aaron, Coandy, Big Step Daddy, AMK, and Rich T. This is the biggest battle I've seen in FTRL. This is brilliant. It's so good I don't even know to keep up with. Everyone looks like they might make a move on each other. We'll go on board with Ravers because he seems to be having some fun. Can Ravers make a move onto the podium? No, he's too far behind. What about Aaron? Is he going to be able to hold off Andy? Looks like he is. We've got Rich T going for AMK in the background. AMK has got past Big Step Daddy, however. Big Step Daddy's going to hold it around the outside. Is he going to make this last? Oh, they can't go free ride into this corner, surely. Oof. I mean, I think they've all hit each other there. Oh my god. I don't... Oh god. After all that, Rich T managed to get ahead of both AMK and Big Step Daddy. I don't really know what. That was nearly a Robert Kubitzer incident, that. Nearly saw him flying through the air, but not quite. Big Step Daddy picks up. This might all go down to penalties. If you get like 6 seconds of penalty, it can drop you from 4th to 11th. It's ridiculous. And just if we wanted a bit more to spice it up, onto the podium has caught up to FTRL Blue Flag again. Here we go. Spurg dives it down the inside of Ravers, but collides with onto the podium. Ravers, I think, is a little bit less keen on overtaking onto the podium and more keen on holding off Spurg now. But that's not going to dissuade him, I imagine, through this final set of corners. Can he make it happen? He's closer than he's ever been to onto the podium. But he is going to lose time in that slipstream. Aaron losing time to Coandy in the background. Coandy switches to the inside, and it looks like Coandy is going to make it move. Ravers has just collided with something, and I think Spurg collided with onto the podium. I think he's lost a bit of his front wing. He's lost all of his front wing. Andy's got past Aaron. Aaron's going to direct down the inside again. Really is good racing going on here. Coandy holds the inside line. Does Aaron keep her on the outside? No, and we've had a big collision in the front there. I think that was Ravers. Yeah, Ravers has had a big... Oh, just catches Rich T there. And I think he's just caught Big Step Daddy as well. But it looks like that was almost inevitable with the amount of battling that was going on, as Ravers now drops out of the fight. So, onto the podium, still chasing down Blue Flag. Andy makes a move on Spurg in the background. Did he make it work? Not quite. Aaron, still behind Andy. Can Aaron make it happen? Spurg just holds to the inside there. Andy's going to look to go around the outside. It's going to be a great move if he can pull this off. He's going to get a little bit slidey on the exit there. Looks like Spurg has just held it for now. Aaron right in the slipstream. Rich T just there as well. It's going to be 4 wide going into that corner. Made a little bit of contact with Aaron there, but Aaron is still on his way. No damage done. Rich T, no damage done. So they managed to get through there, 4 wide, somehow. Onto the podium, 3/10 behind Blue Flag after all that's going on. Blue Flag so far has been doing a little bit of a masterclass in defensive driving. I don't feel so bad now about my tip for the win, even though he's obviously not, because Hammer Time's like 50 billion seconds ahead of him, isn't it? But he's still doing well. And he's going to gain significant points over Aaron, as Aaron's down in 7th. Once again, all of our cars are joined up together. Apart from a little gap between onto the podium and Spurg, but not a particularly large one. I mean, there's Spurg right now. Last in with Coandy. Is Andy going to dive it down the inside here? Sort of tries it. Spurg actually goes out wide, so that's going to allow Andy some little room on the outside. He's going to try and feed it around the outside. Aaron under attack from Rich T. Which just sounds weird, but that's beside the point. How can he be under attack from Rich T Biscuits? It's good, isn't it? Coandy here, trying to dive it down the inside of Spurg. Opens DRS. Can he finish it off? Looks like he's managed it. Rich T has also got past Aaron there. Which team might be trying to pick up even more positions now, as it looks like Aaron isn't going to be able to make up too many more places. He's trying, but in a straight line that McLaren is definitely lacking. But through this sector he's nice and close to the back of Rich T there. Can he do it? Rich T very close to Spurg. Aaron very close to Rich T. AMK very close to Aaron. It's all kicking off. Rich T, 2 attempts from Spurg. Spurg runs out wide. Does that mean that Rich T can now dive it down the inside for 6th? Spurg is incredibly late on the brakes there. And he's managed to hop. That is a brilliant defensive move there. And Rich T, I don't know if he's got a problem. Nope, he's just misjudged his braking point. And that means that Aaron is now able to get past Rich T, back into 7th. AMK looking to follow his teammate through. But we can see that Rich T, once again, with that Ferrari engine, is going to gain on Aaron. Dancing down the inside. That looks like a fairly easy move, but Aaron's going to get a switchback. He's the king of switchbacks on this track, I swear. Or maybe not, but he's done at least 3 so far, so I think that warrants him to be a king of it. It's been a good drive so far from Kalandi, and he's gained a lot of positions. Rich T, not far off Spurg, onto the podium, still not far off blue flag. Just give me a headache this sprint. Usually I can just sit back and do whatever I want, but this involves some actual commentating. Don't like it. Feels weird. So, can Rich T make a move on Spurg in the final lap of the race? Let's go on board with Kalandi and onto the podium actually, as this is a battle for the podium. Rich T, has he just dived down the inside of Spurg? He has, but he's lost both his places there. But he's going to dive down the inside of Aaron again, going into the final sector. Hammer Time is so far ahead on track from these guys that he's nearly lapped them. So Hammer Time is going to come round here to win for the first time this season in the Ferrari, in the Performance League. It's Hammer Time coming home in P1, and he's delighted. Look at him in that Ferrari, picks up great points, into first, swaps his name, takes win. Don't know if that counts for anything, make of what you will, except that he just made no mistake on AMK going into the last lap, so fair play to him. Can Kalandi get past onto the podium for 4th at the end of this race? Aaron has dropped back. Something must have happened there between Andy and Aaron. Napoli finishes in 13th there. Matt Kors comes for a brilliant second. Great drive from him. Kalandi trying to send it around the outside and onto the podium now. Goes to the track, onto the podium, tries to keep his position in 4th. Can he make it happen? Looks like he's just about going to, unless he goes for a dive now, Andy. No, it looks like he's going to hold it. So that means that blue flag will come home, as long as penalties don't change it, in 3rd place. Which is a nice... Penalties do change it. Onto the podium. Is onto the podium. In 3rd place. On penalties. Blue flag is in 4th, Andy's in 5th, Aaron is in 6th, AMK is in 7th, Big Step Daddy gets ahead of Rich T on penalties in 8th. It's a really good debut drive from Big Step Daddy there in 8th, good points. And Rich T in 9th. Oof, need a breather after that. Oof. And there are your top 3. Got Hammer Time on first there in the Ferrari. We've got Matt Kors in 2nd in the Red Bull, and we've got onto the podium in 3rd in the Williams. So we'll get these guys into a party. So we can have some podium interviews. So I'll just add them now. No, there he is. Right, just who got third in that race?
I did.
Alright. Sorry, you can say in the past if you want blue flag.
I'll supervise.
Yeah, you just supervise. Right, I think Hammer Time is here now, is that right?
Yep, I'm out.
Nice, so there you go.
Is your mic set to share?
Yeah,
Mine
always
is.
allow, yeah.
Good. So, Hammer Time, that was an absolute dominant performance around there. I think your first win in the Performance League. Was that as easy as it looked?
It is.
He doesn't want to say yes.
Yeah. No, I had the first couple of corners with Dan, which was looking a bit shaky, but from there on in, everyone seemed like they was battling together and just let me pull away off into the sunset.
Yeah, you really did. I think the Ferrari is probably not slightly faster than Mercedes. Did it feel nice around that track?
Oh, it was absolutely beautiful. The middle sector was lovely going through there in that car.
Yeah, it definitely seemed good. So well done on the win. Connor,
Really?
you end up taking third on penalties, I believe. That was quite a battle you had there. I think there was like 8 or 9 cars in that. Was it fun to drive in?
No.
No.
No. I had to defend against 8 people for about 20 laps. Yeah, it wasn't fun. I was lagging. I had Ray was on faster tyres. I had Andy on faster tyres. It was quite stressful.
It did look stressful. You're trying to get past blue flag for quite some time. I think he employed some of your own tactics against you there, didn't he?
Yes. No, he did well to defend, but yeah, unfortunate to pick up a penalty.
I've been taking notes.
Learned from the master.
So Matt, second place. How about
Yes, I think that was very nice actually. I think it was a long time coming, but so yeah, I'm very happy overall.
that? Yeah, you made some good moves coming through the field there on your two-stop strategy. So
Yeah. Obviously, I went for the two-stop, so I came out after my first pit stop. I came out behind Connor, I think, and Aaron and Co Andy. So it was very crucial for me to get past those guys before I lost a lot of time. So that was very nice. And then from there on, it was just plain sailing, I think.
Yeah, congrats on that second place. Well done.
Yeah, cheers, mate.
So we'll go back to Hammer Time, who won that race. Next week we're at USA, the United States of America. How do you fancy your chances there?
I don't.
Not at all? Not even a little bit?
Not a fan of that track whatsoever.
Fair enough. Any of the other two? What do you think of USA?
I think it's a shit track as well.
Good.
So,
Comment.
I quite like it.
That's alright then, as long as one of you likes it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't say I'm any good at it, but I like the track.
So yeah, congrats to all three of you there on the podium.
yeah, cheers.
Thank you.
So we'll hopefully see you next week for round 9 of Performance League, which will be in USA.